Namaste and welcome back to Waking Up with Mindful Serenity. And we're just going to go right into the jar and pull out another question. My jar of many questions. And I'm going to take a deep breath. Just so I'm centered and I'm not talking through my ego, which is what ego likes. And I am going to set my timer. For 10 minutes. So let's read the question. What is the difference between love and attachment? What is the difference between love and attachment? Before I answer this question, I have to reiterate, like I try to do every video, is that I am no expert. So it is not with any level of expertise that I answer these questions. It's just with a certain, whatever that comes out of me, a certain life learning, a certain learning that comes from someplace that we all have access to that I don't completely understand. But most of my learning comes from within, from a deep inner reflection and a true desire to know truth. So anyway, when I answer this question, please take that into mind that I am no expert. And by all means, if you have questions that need an expert's point of view, don't depend on mine. So what is the difference between love and attachment? What I believe to be the difference between love and attachment is that love is genuine. It comes from the self with a capital S. Attachment is ingenuous, and it comes from the self with the little s, or the ego, or the mind-made construction that we call me. Love is something that will benefit humanity. It is not only something that we can experience, have, share. It is something we are at our deepest essence, the essence of who we truly are beyond our physicality, which we have to get to a point where we really truly see that we are more than this. We will begin to tap into this field of infinite love. And some people may call it God, some people call it soul, some people call it Atman or Purusha, and some people may call it the energy field. I don't care if you call it Fred. But this love is your essence. It is who you are at the deepest level. And it is your purpose here, if we have such a purpose as these incarnations. It is to discover that love, experience that love, and share that love with the world. I like to think of that love, it starts with an L, with light. It's the energy of light. So light, as in, not dense, at the same time so bright and illuminating. And it's truth. So love is also synonymous with truth. It's who we are. And it is meant to flow through us freely. It's in absolutely everything that is before us because it is created. Love is created by love. And everything around us is created by this love, by this energy field that we cannot see or understand with our human minds, which are so limited. Attachment, on the other hand, is what the ego has done with that word love. Attachment is this preference-based type of thinking and way of seeing love. It's I love my special people, and the Course in Miracles refers to them as the special relationships, those individuals within a chosen group that we say we love. Only so many people in the world are deserving of our love. And so we find attachment with them. We love them in a way that we are attached to them. We expect them to be a certain way, to give us something, to, fulfill something within us that we don't feel like we have already. And we call that attachment. So we are attached to them. It's very ego-based. It's not selfless. It's selfish, in a sense, that type of love. And no matter, you say, well, the mother will jump in front of a car for her child. And yes, but if it comes from the form of attachment, rather than the love that is the genuine essence of who we are, it is ego-based and not necessarily healthy or wholesome. So attachment is how we humans with strong egos and personality identifications, we identify ourselves with our personalities, who we think we are in this body and mind, in this way, that roles that we play and all that. And so in that, we attach to people who can fit into these roles and help us to reinforce this ego and this idea of who we think we are. And that is attachment. When these individuals in these special relationships do not meet our expectations, when they fail to give us what we think we need them to give us so we feel better on the inside, then we feel that the relationship is broken, or it's deserving work, or it's, we go off to counselors or psychologists or whomever to talk about our relationships and how to make them better. When in reality, what we're trying to do is make this attachment better. We're trying to make the other person fit into our schemata. And that's all the me is. It's a mental schemata. It's something we created. So we have this idea of who we think we are, and we have an idea of who we think they are, and we want them to fit in. But what we're attached to is an idea of them. It's not necessarily them. It's an idea of them. We only see selectively what we want to see in these other individuals around us. And if we see that, hey, they fit something that doesn't trigger the samskaras I have inside, doesn't trigger this trapped emotional energy I have inside from my past, and they make me feel good inside, then they are special and they are worthy of my love. And therefore we attach to them. We create these bondages or unions or relationships with them because they make us feel better inside. We believe that we make them feel better, and we believe we're being selfless in our lives. But when we look at attachment in this form, we see that when they are not in our lives, we feel great pain and suffering. When they are in our lives and doing exactly what we want, we feel elated and wonderful. But what is happening is that when they are able to give us what we need, we open up to the love, the essence of who we are, the real love that comes from self with a capital F. And that flows through us. And we are erroneously assuming that it is them and the way they're acting, the way they are, the idea we have of them, that is causing this feeling of love within us. When in reality, that love has very little to do with the other person. It has to do with something that's already inside us. We're just opening up to it. And when that person doesn't meet our needs, or they trigger our samskaras and cause pain, we look at them and say, they're no good, or that's wrong, or that's bad, and they hurt us, and we feel a deflation of that energy, and we feel rigid and resistant. And what we're doing is we're closing up to the love that is inside them. They are not responsible for whether or not we feel love inside or not. It is us opening and closing, erroneously assuming that they are the ones doing it. So we're reacting to who we believe them to be, and their actions and behaviors, assuming that is where this love comes from. But that's just attachment. My dog is going on, so I'm going to go. That's the difference between love and hate. Love is genuine, and it comes from the inside, from the self, the capital S. Attachment is ingenuous, and it comes from the left. Thank you so much for joining. Namaste.